Hello, you wonderful souls. How are you doing? Today I'm talking about people and about how crap we are. Easy and crap. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So what am I talking about? People are crap. I'm a people, so does that make me crap too? Indeed. Crap's probably not the right word. I think what I'd like to say is that people are very easy. We are easy. We are pack animals. We are group social animals. And because of it, we are very easily manipulated. Over the years that I've been looking at therapy and understanding hypnosis and understanding how hypnosis works with people, what I've discovered is that people are extremely susceptible to suggestion, but like ridiculously susceptible to suggestion. Far too easy. Now, I think that that's a design. I think that's been designed into us, that we become easy. You know, I remember a long time ago, when I was talking with my wife, we should talk about people. Are people intrinsically good or are people intrinsically bad? Now, I fully and completely believe that people are intrinsically good. There have to be. We have to be. If we come from God, we've got to be intrinsically good. But does that mean that people are good? No, it doesn't. Does that mean people always do the right thing? No, it doesn't. It just means that we're intrinsically good. Now, there was a period, certainly through the madness of the last few years, where I lost a lot of faith in people. And my wife, who over the years I'd kind of convinced that people were intrinsically good, and then she said, and you convinced me that people were good, and now I look at what people are doing and I know they're not. Okay? And so she kind of went full circle. People are bad. And I understand that. But it's more like people are easily convinced to be bad. People are easily convinced to do bad things. Now that's very different. That's very different. You know, the question, are children good or bad? Now most people, even if they don't believe that adults are good, people will say, well, children are innocent when they come in. And yet, what do you see children doing? Children can do really, really bad things. Children, it's nearly always when you're a child that you will practice killing things, squashing things, torturing small animals. It's not uncommon for children to do that. Why? Well, not because they're bad. It's because they are investigating stuff. You know, they're kind of open to, I wonder what would happen if I did that. I remember when I was a kid, I found a razor blade and I was thinking, man, this is so sharp. It's incredible. And so I went and I cut the backs of all of my mum's chairs, sliced them, and they all opened up and the foam came through. Why? Was it because I was bad? No, I was just very curious about the capacity of a razor blade. Okay? Well, it's the same with adults. That we're not bad people, but we're able to do very bad things. Why? Because we're so easily led. Now, we talk about the sheeple and people being sheep. We are all sheep. We are all sheep. But that's not a bad thing. Sheep are not bad. They're good. They give us wool and they give us meat and they give us milk and, cheese and stuff like that. They're not bad. I've been with sheep. They're lovely things. Yeah, they can headbutt you sometimes, but you've got to be careful. But they're nice. But they have a propensity to want to stick together and they will follow one another even if it's not the right place to go. Okay? They will follow one another. And that's why humankind is easy. We are easy pickings. We're easy prey. Because what happens is we like to be liked. We like to be one with others. We like the idea of being in a group and having like-minded things. This is why religion has been so powerful. People like to have a shared ideal. We like it. The issue that we've got is that the baddies know that fine well. And they know how to manipulate. They've spent a lot of time analysing humankind and how to manipulate them. And if we knew the half only of the ways that they have to manipulate us, I think we'd be surprised. So people are pretty crap when it comes to offering themselves up as, yes, I'll do that. And we say it. I watched it. It was funny. There's a Sky News program called Lefties Losing It, and they were showing like they love to chant. They love to chant, and they just somebody shouts something and everybody repeats it. Well, there was this clip of Susan Sarandon, right? A very woke actress, and she was talking to this group of people. And she was wanting to do a discourse, but every sentence that she said, they repeated it.
Especially in a place of education.
Especially in a place of education.
And supposedly higher thought.
And supposedly higher thought.
To be attacked.
To be attacked.
With racism.
With racism.
And intolerance.
And intolerance.
Everything that she said, they repeated it. And they were just repeating what she said. And it was excruciatingly embarrassing to listen to. I was uncomfortable, just as the person who was reporting on it said, I can't listen to any more. And it made me think of, the Monty Python Life of Brian, where he's standing there and all the people are in front of his house and he's saying, you've got to think for yourselves.
You don't need to follow me. You don't need to follow anybody. You've got to think for yourselves. You're all individuals. Yes, we're all individuals. You're all different. Yes, we are all different.
It was a parody of that, except they were doing it genuinely. And it's like, in Animal Farm, the pigs taught the sheep to shout, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. And the sheep, every time that there was a moment where people were, the animals were starting to question what was going on, the sheep would start to chant, 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, and then they changed it to, 4 legs good, 2 legs better, and stuff like that. And the sheep would just chant it. And this is the problem that we've got with us humans, that we can easily be caught up in that. And we are no better. The people who we would class ourselves as awakened or in the truth movement or enlightened people, we chant as well. We have our chant, and we chant and we chant and we chant as well. And all that we've got to do, I think, is to be aware that there's a difference between group think and individual think. We are individuals, and yes, there are some shared truths. Absolutely, there are shared truths. But we've got to be careful where we find ourselves joining in with something because everybody else also is saying that. Everybody else is believing that. Just because everybody believes it doesn't mean that it's true. And we just have to look at the world. The things that people believe that are not true. Millions of people believe it. It doesn't mean that it's true. The baddies know that. All they have to do is just foment a thought process, and everybody follows. And in the truth movement, I see the same things happening. People fomenting a belief, and then everybody starts to chant it, right? And you hear it like it's almost like a wave, a wave that passes through. I remember when people started talking about 5D, right? And I think personally, because I talked about 5D as well, the vast majority of us didn't have a fucking clue what that meant. We just said 5D. What is 5D? Well, it's 5. We're moving from 3D to 5D. And I always used to think, well, what happened to 4D? Where did 4D go? But so many people were saying, no, 3D to 5D, that in the end, I thought, oh, well, it must be true. Yeah. So I'm no better than anybody else. I'm stuck in this. This is the way that we've been designed. Why? So my philosophy on this is there's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us having this capacity to just join in and follow and be one and all agree on the same thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's part of how we've been designed, so it's obviously got a very important purpose. The issue is that the baddies have co-opted that, and they've got everybody to agree to go in the wrong direction. And that's because we've got leaders that are shit. We've got shit leaders. But I believe this: in the moment in which we have leaders who are actually going to help to lead us into the right place. And I believe that we will have leaders who do that. And I believe that we need leaders because of this very fact that we are a herd. And we need to be herded. We need to be shown the way. And we'll all go. And I believe that every problem will be resolved in the blink of an eye. Because lots of people say, oh, it's going to take so long to put this right. I don't believe it. I think that with good guidance, within weeks, everything could be changed. Within weeks. I've seen the media, the shit, horrible, lying media, change people's perceptions in 2 days. I watched just the other day, because it was mentioned, Wag the Dog, the film. And that 11 days they've got before the election, and they've got to turn something around that is so terrible. And they do. They turn it around. The things that they were showing, and they show you what's the truth is in these films. They were even like talking about, well, we'll have to have a little ribbon. We'll have to have a little ribbon to promote this particular thing. I'll not tell you the story if you haven't seen it. I guarantee that you would love this film, because I watched it years ago and it didn't have the impact that it has now. It's the story of where we are. And yeah, they were talking about this. I think we should have a ribbon. They said, oh no, not a ribbon, because already, the cancer movement's got a ribbon and no, we'll have an armband. And everybody's got an armband. They made t-shirts and everybody was wearing the t-shirts. Everybody was on board. And they just kept saying this mantra. If it's on the TV, if they say it on the TV, it's true. That was it. And so that's why I think that when we have good leaders, when we have leaders who are going to tell us the right way, we already know it, but we need someone to tell us, then in a very short space of time, the whole of mankind will be turned around. Even the people who are asleep, it doesn't matter, they'll just follow. They'll just come along, because that's what everybody's doing. And so yes, we are crap, but I think there's a purpose to it. Because imagine if every single person was an individual, and every single person had to be convinced just within their paradigm. That would be a big job. The Great Awakening would take fucking ages. But no, we've got this intrinsic, hey, well, if the vast majority of people are doing it, then I better do it as well. It must be right. And so that's why very quickly everything can be changed. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. All of the leaders of the world are just falling, crumbling. Nobody trusts them. And so all that we need, and we just got to be careful that they know that they don't put in these false prophets, the ones who go this way, this way, this way, because it's toward the light, and then they go, well, we'll just go to the right as well, and then we'll just go to the left a little bit. We've got to be careful. But once that's all done with, and we've just got some beautiful people who want to help us, boy, we are going to be running. We're going to be cooking on gas. And so we just got to wait for that. So I take it back. People aren't crap. We're not crap. We're just easily led. And that's why we need people who are going to lead us in the right direction. We need some good shepherds. Yeah. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye bye.